Okay, so we're going to start on our backs this morning. So just go ahead and lie down on your back. But keep your knees up toward the ceiling. And then we're going to take our knees together. Your feet are going to go a little wider than your hips. But don't make it so uncomfortable. You want to be comfortable. We're just going to kind of lift the hips up slightly, take the tailbone toward the heels, and take the hips back down. And just kind of settle in. You can put your hands on your belly. You can close your eyes here. We're going to start to follow the breath in and out. So just naturally let your breath go in and out for right now. No, we're not holding any retentions at the top or the bottom. We're just letting the breath flow in and out. Just watch it. Relax your jaw. Soften your temples. Then we're going to just go a little bit deeper. We're going to start to take a bigger inhale. Lengthen the inhale. You're going to feel your belly rise. And then as you exhale, really engage your core. Feel the navel draw in and up. So you're kind of feeling that space right below the belly button. Engage. And then we're going to inhale again. And again, as you exhale, draw it in and up. So we're going to work on this a lot today, really engaging on our exhalation. So let's just do that a couple more times. Inhale. And exhale. So feel the abdominals really working. One more time, inhale. And exhale as we watch it. And now we're going to add some retentions. So let's take a big inhale to the count of 4. Hold it here at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently exhale. Drawing the navel in and up. Hold it now. Hold that. 3, 2, 1. And then inhale. Fill it up. 4 counts. Hold it. Exhale. Engage the belly. And then hold that. Now let's do that one more time. Inhale. Hold it. Let that go. And then hold it here. And then just let your breath flow again. All right, now we can take our legs to the edge of our mat. We're going to reach the arms overhead and hook your thumbs together. Now flex your feet so your toes are drawing toward your shins. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, press your heels away and reach through your fingertips, drawing the navel in and up. Take an inhale. Hook your thumbs the other way. And as you exhale, press the heels away, reach through your fingertips. Inhale, switch the thumbs around. Exhale, press and reach. Full body stretch. And then one more time, inhale. Exhale, hook the thumbs the opposite way and reach as you exhale. And then bring your hands back down by your sides. All right, let's take our strap. We're going to take the strap, and I know we've been using, and all of you have been here for a while. I don't think there's anybody new on here. So we've been using the loop. So if you like that, you could do that, or if you like just taking the strap around your foot, whatever really you like. So we're going to start with Supta Pada Gustasana. And we're going to take it around the right foot, kind of right above the right heel. And then we'll extend the left leg out long, nice and long. We're going to flex those toes toward our shin, so it's the left toes. We're even flexing the right toes. Then we're going to take that right shoulder down, or if you're holding on with two hands, both shoulders down. We're pressing into the strap with our heel, and we're pressing the strap into the foot. So we're kind of pushing and pulling, and the right thigh bone presses away from us. We're really trying to draw that hip into the socket. So, and I've said this before, if there's only one thing that you do for your back pain, this would be the exercise. Supta Pada Gustasana. Pull down and push up. One more breath. All right, let's switch sides. So take the strap around the left foot, extend your right leg out nice and long. Flex both feet. We're going to pull down on the strap and try to get your legs straight. So if your knee's bending, take it a little bit out farther because we're trying to open up the hamstrings. We're going to work on a lot of hamstring stuff today. So we're opening up our hamstring. Pull the strap down and push into the strap. One more breath. Left thigh bone presses away from our chin. And then we'll switch sides. Take it back onto the right foot. Both ends of the strap, or just your loop is going to come into your left hand. And we're going to take the right heel over in line with our left shoulder. Take your right thumb into your right hip crease and push that right hip away. We're still flexing the feet. We want that left inner thigh drawn toward the floor. So we don't want the left foot splaying out to the left. We want the toes pointing straight up. And then we're pressing that right thigh bone away. And even here, when we're breathing, on your exhalation, notice, draw that navel in and up, really engaging the core. And then bring the leg up, we'll switch sides. So the right leg goes long, and then the strap is around the left foot. We're going to take the ends of the strap into the right hand. We'll take our left heel in line with our right shoulder. Left thumb will come into that left hip crease. We're going to push that left thigh bone away. Draw the right shoulder down toward the floor. Inhale. Exhale, draw the belly in and up. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll bring the leg up, remove the strap. One more time on the right side. Both ends of your strap or your loop is in your right hand this time. Left leg goes straight and nice and long. You can even look up and see if your toes are pointing straight up so they're not splaying out. And we're going to keep our left hand on our left hip. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to lower the right leg out to the right. So the outer edge of your right foot comes parallel to the floor. And we're pulling the left hip down with our left hand. Inhale. Exhale, draw the belly in and up. Lower belly's drawing up towards your chin. And then make sure the right toes are not pointing down. So the outer edge of your foot is just nice and parallel to the floor. One more breath. Inhale. And on your exhale, use your core, bring the leg up. And then switch sides. Right leg goes out. Both ends of the strap or your loops in your left hand. Inhale. Exhale, lower the leg out to the left. Taking your right hand on your right hip. Low belly draws in and up. Nice deep breaths. One more inhale here. On your exhale, use your core. Bring the leg up. And then remove your strap. And just put it over to the side. Okay. So we're going to bend our knees and just roll over to one side. And come onto your hands and knees. And stack your shoulders over your wrists. Hips are over your knees. Take your tailbone towards your knees. Push the floor away from you. Look up at your belly button. Turn your tailbone toward the sky. Your belly's going to gently drop toward the floor. Broaden across your collarbones and then look up. And let's flow through cat-cow a couple times. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling to cat. Exhaling to cow. Evelyn, I love your cat. So cute. She's right in the action. She's doing cat pose. One more breath. All right. And then turn your toes under. We're going to lift up and come into downward facing dog. Now look at your hands and walk your hands and feet together. And then take your hands on your hips and come all the way up. All right, so we're going to use our chair for really our first down dog that we're going to hold for a little bit. So you can watch me first. I'm just going to take a hold of the edges of the chair, take your feet back, and come into down dog. It's down dog. It's actually kind of our Uttanasana as well. It's nice. It's a nice stretch here. So reaching through, and then maybe start on your tippy toes and then lower your heels toward the ground. We're lengthening through the tailbone, broadening across the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, engage the core. And then one more breath. So really use this chair to get that nice length. Sometimes we do this at the wall, right? We have the hands at the wall. That's where the chair comes in. And then we're just going to walk toward the chair. Come all the way up. All right, so now we're going to take the right foot forward and the left foot back. Just come back onto your chair. So your shoulders are over your wrist. If you don't have a chair, you can use blocks here. Right now, we're just really focusing on the hamstrings. So we're trying to open up the hamstrings. We're going to take the right hip back and press the left hip forward. So really feeling this in that back hamstring especially. And press that left heel down into the floor. Feeling that hamstring open and lengthen. Inhaling. Exhale, engage the belly. One more time, draw that right hip back, press that left hip forward, and then step your feet together, and we'll switch the other way. So the right foot will go back, the left foot will be forward. And again, we're pressing, really rooting down right to that entire sole of your right foot. So that right heel is pressing into your mat. We're taking that right hip forward, and the left hip draws back. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath. And then step back to down dog again. Broaden across the shoulders. This should feel really good. It's a way to really open up through the side body and open up even through the spine, starting to create a little bit of length and space. And then walk back towards your chair, and we can move the chair out of the way. And then we're going to come to Tadasana. We're going to move through some sun salutation, some classical sun salutation, and we'll go through nice and slow the first time, and then we'll go with our breath. So starting in Tadasana. So I talked about this a little bit before we turned on the recording. So standing in Tadasana, work on this. The idea is to keep our ear, our shoulder, our hip, our knee, and our ankle in alignment. It's really good work on that. We take the crown of the head up toward the sky, and the low belly draws up toward the chin. So that's going to automatically kind of lengthen, draw the tailbone, and get some length there. Just work on that for a couple breaths. Feel the crown of the head rising up. We're getting even a little bit of an internal rotation in the inner thighs. We're rooting down through the soles of the feet. On our next inhale, we'll reach the arms up. And then we're going to exhale and come forward into a forward bend. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. Just let the crown of your head fall heavy. Inhale here. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to take our hands onto our shins. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Take the tailbone away, so it's drawing toward the edge of your mat, and the crown of your head's drawing toward the top of your mat. So kind of like we just were on the chair, right? We're getting that length through the spine. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale. And now as we exhale, we're going to take a big step back with our right leg and place the right knee down. So the top of the toes are touching on your mat, and then this left sole of the foot is pressing in your mat, and we're going to come all the way up. Reach the arms up. So we're really pressing down through both feet. The top of the right foot's pressing into your mat, and the left foot is pressing into your mat. And if this is uncomfortable on your arms, you can just keep your hands on your hips. So we're opening up the hips. We're taking the tailbone toward the front heel. Inhale. Exhale. Low belly draws in and up. Inhale. One more breath. Exhale. We're going to take the hands forward, and then we're going to come back onto our hands and knees. Shift your shoulders forward. So we're in a modified plank. Broaden across your collarbones. And you can stay right here, or you can lift up your knees into full plank. Completely up to you. If you have wrist problems, you can come onto your forearms. So wherever you want to be here is your choice. If your knees are off the mat, you want to make sure that your hips stay low. You don't want the hips up here, because then you're not engaging your core. You're better off being on your knees. So find that place where you're feeling your core engaging. Inhale. Exhale. And then everyone come down onto your knees if you're not already there. And we're going to lower all the way down onto our belly. All 10 toenails are touching our mat. And we're going to inhale, take your hands underneath your armpits and lift your heart. Taking the shoulder blades in toward each other. For Cobra, for Bhujangasana, inhale, lift. Hold it here. You should be able to shake your head no, so no tension in the neck. Inhale, press your toenails down into your mat. So even here, we're taking our belly toward our chin. So we're trying not to dump into the low back. We want to get that length right here. And then exhale, turn your toes under. We're going to lift into down dog. You can come through hands and knees, or you can lift right into downward facing dog. Keep your heels high for right now. We're going to bend the knees, wiggle your chest towards your thighs, look at your knees. And then you can straighten your legs a little bit more. So we're trying to get the tailbone nice and high here. And get that length through the spine. And you can lower one heel, then through the opposite knee. And switch. And just pedal your feet a couple times. And again, if down dog doesn't work for you, just stay on your hands and knees. We'll take one more breath here. And then we're going to lift the right leg toward the sky. Turn the pinky toe toward the floor so the hips stay square. And then bend your knee. We're going to step the right foot forward and come back onto the left knee. Inhale, reach up. Or lunge. So we're going to take again the tailbone toward the front heel. Arms reaching up. And if this isn't helping your shoulders, you can stay here. Take your tailbone toward your front heel. Inhale, exhale. Reaching toward the sky, low belly draws up towards your chin. And then we're going to exhale, step the left foot up to meet the right, and come into forward bend. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And then exhale, hands come to your heart. Take a breath here. We're going to do it on the other side. Take a big inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, hands come onto your shins. Hold it here for a couple breaths. Broaden across your collarbones. Take your tailbone back toward the back of your mat. One more breath. Nice long spine. And as we exhale, we're going to step the left foot back. Left knee places on your mat. We're going to inhale, reach your arms up, or you can keep them on your hips or your legs. Inhale, tailbone reaches toward the front heel, low belly draws up and in. Reaching through your fingertips, placing both feet into your mat. Really rooting down through the front foot and even the top of the back foot. And then we're going to exhale and take that right leg back. So we're coming into our variation of plank. Whatever you want that works the best for you. Full plank, forearm plank, knees on or off the mat. Use your breath, draw your navel in and up. So really engaging the core, working the core, focusing a lot on the core today. So when we talk about core, we're not talking about our six-pack abs, right? We're talking about really the whole trunk of our body, really engaging the back muscles. So I know we've been here a long time. Down, let's lower all the way through chaturanga onto our bellies. 10 toenails on the mat, lift your heart for cobra. We're going to do cobra in our sun sails today, but if you do prefer up dog, you can take up dog. Everything lifts off the mat, but your palms of your hands and your toenails and the low belly. But maybe for today, try to stay in cobra. I know some of you really like up dog, so go ahead. If it's in your practice, that's fine. And then we're going to exhale, lower, turn the toes under, lift into downward facing dog. And again, keep the heels high. We're going to bend the knees again, wiggle the chest toward the spine. Pedal your feet. And then we'll lift the left leg high. Hips stay square. Bend your left knee. We're going to shift forward and step the left foot up to our left hand and place the right knee down. You can always help it along. And then we'll inhale, reach up for our lunge. Tailbone places toward the left heel. Low belly reaches up towards your chin. Shoulders draw away from your ears. And we're going to exhale. Step the right foot up to meet the left, coming into our forward bend. Inhale, come into your half lift. Shoulders pull back away from your ears. Tailbone presses toward the back of your mat. Front of the head rises toward the front of your mat. And then we're going to inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to our heart. Okay, so we're going to go through that one more time on each side, but we're going to go with our breath. So we're going to move a little faster. And if that doesn't work for you, just do your best. Do what you can do. So standing in Tadasana, our shoulders and our hips and our ankles are all in line with each other. We take a big breath in. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale to your half lift. Exhale, right leg goes back, the right knee places down, and then we're going to inhale to our lunge. Exhale, come forward. We're going to come into our plank variation. Whatever you choose here, inhale, hold it. Exhale, lower through chaturanga, all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your heart for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale the right heel high. Exhale, step the right foot up. Left knee places down. Inhale, come into your lunge. Exhale, step the left foot to meet your right, coming into your forward bend. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. All right, one more time, other side. Inhale, reach. We're almost done. Exhale, forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot steps back. Place the knee down. Place both feet firmly into your mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come forward into your plank variation. Hold it here for the inhale. On the exhale, lower through chaturanga. Elbows shave your rib cage as you come down nice and slow. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, left heel up. Exhale, left foot steps to your left hand, and the right knee's going to place down. Press both feet into your mat firmly. Inhale, reach. Exhale, come forward. Step your feet together. Come into forward bend. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, so grab a block. We're going to come back to where we just were, but we're going to put a block between our legs. So coming into Tadasana, and this is a good time to check in again. Check our alignment. Ears in line with our shoulders, in line with our hips, knees, ankles. And then we're going to sit back like we're sitting into an imaginary chair. And you can start with your hands right on your thighs for right now. So squeeze into your block. That helps us keep our legs engaged. Low belly is going to drop in and up. And you can bring your arms in line with your shoulders. If it works for your shoulders, you can bring your biceps in line with your ears. Squeeze into the block. Draw your navel in and up. Hold it here. Squeezing into that block. So notice when you squeeze into the block, really engage the inner thighs, the quadriceps. And then come all the way up. And bring your arms down. Take a breath here. And we're going to do that one more time. So sit back into your chair. Keep the chest lifted. Draw your navel in and up. Bring your arms out in front. Or they can come here. Again, just whatever works for your shoulders. Take the navel in and up, really engaging the core. And then come all the way up. Take your hands to your side. Let's remove the block. Just put it aside for right now. Come back to Tadasana. Stand up nice and tall. And then we're going to take a big breath in. Exhale again, forward bend. And just here, we're going to step back into down dog. And you can take a few petals here if you want. It's really stretching out. Down dog usually feels really good. To stretch out the spine and the shoulders. And if you do have, you can always come onto your forearms. And then let's come onto our hands and knees. Okay. So we're going to work on, like I said, the core a little bit. So we're going to come into a forearm side plank. So I'm going to face this way. There's a couple options here. You can watch me first. So we're just going to come onto our forearm. Let's start with the, I'll mirror you. So we'll start with the left. And there are a couple things we can do. You can have a block right here. You can press into your forearm and you can use the block here and you can lift your hips up. Okay? So that's gonna, we're working here. We're trying to keep the bottom hip lifted. And you can just press into your block or you can even lift your arm. Okay, that's option one. Option two, you can extend the legs to the edge of your mat. And you can have your block here if you want. Same thing, but we're gonna lift the hips toward the sky. So let's all do that together. Wherever you want to go with your knees bent or your legs extended. We're gonna inhale, exhale, lift our hips. And then maybe some of you can lift your arm. Yeah, you guys are good. Everybody's there. And then we're really lifting that bottom hip. So you're gonna feel that working. And here we're still using the core strength and we're drawing in on the exhale. One more breath if you can hold it here. And then come all the way down. And we'll switch sides. So again, you can start, we're gonna start on our forearm. You can keep your knees bent with your block here and lift your hips. So that's option one. Option two, take your legs out. We're gonna lift the hips. And again, you can have the block here, that's helpful to help support you. Keeping that bottom hip lifted, draw your navel up, and maybe extend your arm. So keep that bottom hip lifted. We're really lengthening through that right side. One more breath, and then come down. And then just take child's pose. Take your knees wide, toes together. Take a breath here. And come back up onto your hands and knees. So we're gonna do that again. We're gonna play around with it a little bit. If you were happy with where you were there and you want to just stay there, go ahead. So there's, if you want to maybe play around with this a little bit, this is not easy for me either. So you can take your strap, loop it around your foot. All right, so we're gonna come back into our forearm side plank. So you can stay right here, or maybe you can play around with the strap. Some of you might even be able to grab your big toe, but we're still lifting. It's a lot harder. We're lifting that bottom hip. So wherever you want, some of you are already there. If you haven't done it, we'll do it together. So we're gonna, or some of you could just come back here on your knees and maybe try to lift the leg on your knee. So wherever you want to go, we're gonna lift the hips. Really lifting that bottom hip. Maybe just stay right here. Maybe play around with your strap. I know, it's hard work. And then go ahead, come on down. And we'll switch sides. So if you want to play around with the strap, now you know whether or not you like that. You put the strap around your foot to set up. We're going to come onto our forearm. Legs extend, lift the hips. And then maybe lift your leg, holding onto your strap. Maybe some of you can hold onto your toe. My hamstrings are not that flexible. I know some of you are. Or, yes, come onto your knee and lift. It's all good. We're all working the core no matter where we are here. Some of us are just have a little bit more flexibility in our hamstrings. And when you're ready, come on down. And then take child's pose again. Just take a breath or two in child's pose. Extend your arms. And then go ahead one more. Reach the arms out. Take your tail towards your heels. And let's walk our hands over to the right. And maybe take your left hand on top of your right. Stretch through the side body. And we'll come back to center. Walk your hands over to the left. Right hand comes on your left. Come on back to center and up onto your hands and knees. And then we'll turn the legs out. So we're going to come onto our sit bones, coming into a seated position. And we're going to lower onto our back. You're going to start by hugging your knees in. Then we're going to take our hands under our low back, right at a sacrum. So it's comfortable. So it feels like you're supported there. And we're going to take the legs up toward the sky. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're just going to lower our legs about 30 degrees. So just hold it here. Draw your navel in and up. Expand through the chest. We're broadening. The shoulder blades are tucked underneath our chest. And breathe. So if you're feeling this in your low back, more than you're feeling it in your abdominals, bend your knees a little bit. So we don't want to feel this in the low back. And then let's hug the knees in. All right, hands back underneath. Legs extend up. And now we're going to go about 60 degrees. So a little bit further up. Lower the heels out in front of you. We're going to take our navel in and up. So a lot more work here. Okay. Bring it up a little bit. So this strong core, what we're working on is really another vital component of keeping our back, our spine healthy. So that's why we do this. And let's hug the knees in. All right, one more time. Hands underneath your hips, legs extend up. And this time we're going to take them maybe just about an inch off the floor, floating off the floor, if that is okay. You're going to really feel the abdominals working here. We don't want to feel this in the low back. I feel it in my abs. Press through your heels, breathe. So when you're breathing, engage the core. Even inhaling, exhale, navel draws in and up. One more. And then we're going to hug it. Hug the knees in. Breathe here. Okay, so we're going to do that again. And if you want to keep your hands under your back, if that was good for you, you can do that. If it seems easy, then we can try to take our arms overhead. We're going to take the legs up. And maybe play around with it. Try it. If it doesn't work, put your hands under your back. We're going to take our legs up 30 degrees. Inhale. Exhale. Navel draws in. Engage your core. Keep the chest lifted. One more time. Hug your knees in. All right, so it's going to be a little harder next time. So if it feels better, just put your hands under your back, do that. Legs extend up, arms under your back or overhead, and we're going to lower legs up a little bit farther. So we're really going to feel the abdominals working here. You might even feel your body shaking a little bit. That's normal. That's good. We're Means we're working. We just don't want this to bother our back. If it's bothering your back, bring your legs up or take your hands back underneath your back. And then bring your knees in. Hug it in. All right, one last time. Arms maybe overhead, legs up, and we're going to lower close to the floor. Maybe just hovering over the floor, really feeling the abs engaging, pressing through your heels, reaching through your fingertips. You may feel some shaking in your body. That is normal. I'm feeling it. And breathe. We're going to hug everything in. Oh, and we're done with that. Okay. So just take a breath there. And then when you're ready, roll over to one side and come up to a seated position. And you can sit on a blanket if you have one. Or take your legs out in front. And then get your strap. We're going to keep the strap handy. All right. We're going to take our legs out into a straddle position. Flex the toes towards your shins. We'll stick our hands behind us. Press into the floor and lift your chest. Draw the toes towards your shins. Inhaling, lift up. Lift the heart. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now, if this feels okay, stay here. Maybe some of you might be able to walk your hands a little bit forward. If you're able. Keep drawing the toes towards your shins, drawing the kneecaps up towards your thighs. And then walk your hands back. And just bring your legs together for a breath. Okay, so now we're going to play around again. So let's take the legs wide. And then we're going to take the strap. So a couple options here. Actually, sometimes it's a little easier to start with the legs not as wide. So there's a couple options here. Some of you might be able to grab a hold of your toes. I'm going to bring my heels in. I'm going to sit up and I'm going to extend my legs like that. So those of you who can do that, what just happened? Oh no. Are you guys still there? Oh, shoot. Oh, you're still there.
Yeah, we can hear you, see you.
Okay, good. I something happened on my laptop. I think I lost my connection there and I was worried I lost everyone. Okay, good. I don't care about that. All right, so I can see you up there. So if you want, you can take the strap around your feet. So the same idea, we're gonna bend the knees and then maybe extend and lift the heart. So working the core. And then just bend your knees, bring it all in. And then come into Dandasana. Extend your legs. Okay. Sitting up nice and tall. Lift the heart. And then swing your legs around. So now we're going to play around with Navasana. So we did this a couple weeks ago. I think about a month ago, actually. And so I thought I'm going to use our core again. And I've had time to play with the sequence a little bit more. So if you want, you can put a blanket on your chair. We're going to use a chair. We're going to sit facing the chair. And then we're going to take and you can use a couch. And if somebody have an exercise ball, that's going to really work your core. That'll be a little harder. We're going to take our feet up and we're just going to hold on to the chair or the couch or whatever you have there. All right, so we're going to lift the heart. We're going to completely supported Navasana. We can stay here for a few breaths. Gaze just is at your toes. Inhale. Exhale. Engage the abs. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And then just take your feet back down and take a breath here. And hug everything in. Okay. So now we're going to get our strap. We're going to take the feet back up. This time we're going to take the strap around the feet. So the feet are flexed, drawing toward your shins, the legs are straight, and now we can pull on the strap and lift the heart. Maybe you can even lean back a little bit. Inhale, exhale. Draw that navel in and up. One more breath. And then release. And put the strap aside. So now we're going to go into full Navasana. So you can do one of the two options if you want to, if that felt good for you and you want to stay there, or we can go into the full pose. So we can start with our hands behind our knees, lean back so your elbows straighten, lift your legs. Keep your chest lifted. And maybe you could even just stay right here, or you might be able to extend your arms, maybe even extend your legs. And breathe. Back. One more breath if you can. And then take a breath, hold it here. And let's do that one more time. With the strap, without the strap, with the chair. Your favorite. Lean back, lift your legs. Maybe extend your arms. Or you can always continue to support. Even if you continue to support your legs here, your abs are going to fire. Just a little harder. That's why we work the hamstrings, right? To hit the legs a little straighter here, we have to open up the hamstrings. One more breath. And then come all the way down. All right, let's come onto our backs and hug our knees into our chest. Hug your knees into your chest. Just rock side to side. Let's take our right ankle over our left knee. Slide your right hand through and behind your left thigh and draw the left knee in toward your nose. Maybe use your right elbow to gently press it right leg away. You can even take your leg slightly over to the left. And then bring your legs up. And switch sides. Left ankle over the right knee. Slide your hands through, clasp behind your right leg. Draw that right knee in. Gently press the left leg away. Maybe take your leg slightly over to the right. Well, we have problems, so I can't. Everything went off. But luckily, it's just my laptop. And then bring your knees up and uncross. Hug your knees in. And then place your feet down and get your block again, or a pillow, or you can roll up a blanket. Whatever will work. We're going to put that in between our legs like we did when we were in chair pose a little earlier. We'll take our arms out. Squeeze into your block. Now inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to take our knees over to the right. But we want to keep the left shoulder down toward the floor. We want to keep the rib cage turning toward the left. Right, so the ribs are twisting to the left and the knees are going to the right. Breathe here. Inhale, squeeze into your block. Exhale. Try to keep the shoulders down, twisting the rib cage over to the left. The right ribs are twisting to the left as well. Inhale. And then as you exhale, use your core, bring them up. Take a breath in. Exhale, knees over to the left. The right shoulder stays down. You can even press into your right hand, or taking the ribs to the right as well. The whole torso is twisting over to the right, squeezing into our block. Inhale here. Exhale for the navel drop in and up, engaging your core. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze into your block, engage your core, bring your legs up. Take a breath, we're gonna do that again. Inhale. Exhale. Left shoulder stays down, the knees come over to the right, the ribs twist to the left. Squeezing into the block. And then we're going to inhale. Exhale, squeeze in, lift your knees. Inhale here. Exhale. Right shoulder stays down, and the legs go over to the left. Squeezing, activating the legs, activating the inner thighs. The ribs twist to the right. And then exhale, bring the knees up. We're going to do that again. I said last time, we're going to do it 3 times. So inhale, exhale, knees over to the right. Inhale, exhale, squeeze the legs, bring them up. Inhale here, exhale, over to the left, right shoulder stays down. And then inhale. And bring the legs back up. And go ahead and move the block, hug your knees in. And again, just rock here from side to side. Let's take our right knee over our left. We're going to draw the knees in toward our chin. Take a hold of your ankles or your shins, wherever it works for you. We're just going to draw the knees up toward our chest. And the knees can go over to the left. And then let's uncross other side. So the left knee is going to go over the right, draw the knees in, and take your knees over to the right. And bring your knees up, uncross. And then roll over to one side for a sec. We're going to come up. Let's take the soles of our feet together. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. If this is hard on your hips, you can put some block with your hips. We're coming into Baddha Konasana. So we're going to inhale, lift the heart. And then maybe exhale, lean forward, if that works for you. Otherwise, you can stay here. Otherwise, maybe you can lean a little bit more forward. Use your elbows to gently press the legs toward the floor. One more breath. And then come all the way up. And let's extend our legs out in front. And just put your blocks aside. Then the right knee. We're going to take the right hand behind us and either hug the right knee in or take the elbow on the outside of the knee. Extend the left leg nice and long. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, feel your spine reach toward the sky. And as you exhale, twist. So even here, just like we were doing with that other twist, we're turning the torso, the rib cage, over to the right. So sometimes it's easier to hug into the knees so you get that twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then unwind, come to center. Bring both legs out in front. And then we'll bend the left foot. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, either hug your knee in, or you can take your elbow to the outside and exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And one more. Inhale, feel your spine grow nice and long. And exhale, and twist. And then come on back to center. And extend your legs out in front. And then let's make our way back onto our back. Keep your knees bent, walk your heels in toward your butts. We're going to take our strap and take it underneath the hips. So you can watch me first. I know we've done this before, and some of you don't need the strap. Some of you are able to easily clasp your hands underneath your hips. But if you like to use the strap, we're going to turn the palms up and take a hold of our strap. So the thumbs are pointing out to the edges of our mat. Walk the heels in towards your buttocks. We're going to lift the hips up. Now pick up the right shoulder and walk it underneath your chest. Pick up the left shoulder, walk it underneath your chest. The hands aren't floating in space. We want them down on the floor. So we've got some control. And then we're still taking that low belly in and up. We're still puffing through the chest. Quadriceps are going to press up toward our hip flexors. Inhale. Exhale, just come halfway down. And then lift your hips. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. One more time. Exhale, lift. Draw the hips up high. Low belly towards your chin. And then come all the way down. And release. You can hug your knees in. All right, place your feet back down. We're going to do it 2 more times. So whatever variation works for you. So we walk the feet in toward the butt cheeks. Root down through the soles of your feet. We're going to lift the hips back up. Right shoulder crawls underneath the chest. Left shoulder crawls underneath the chest. If it's okay, you can interlace your hands underneath your hips. My shoulders don't like that very much. I really like the strap. But whatever works for you, you know your bodies. We're going to draw the quads up toward our hips, low belly toward our chin. This time we're just going to hold it here and really root down through the soles of our feet. Maybe you can even come up onto your heels. So we're really trying to get the shoulders under the chest, on your triceps. And then we're going to lower down 1 vertebra at a time, very slowly. Hug the knees in. And we'll do that 1 more time. Place the feet down. Walk your feet towards your hips. If you want a variation, you can take your hands underneath your hips. So you're going to walk your elbows in. It's going to be a little bit higher. And then if you've had enough and you just want to do a supported, you can just take your block underneath your hips and stay right here. You still want to get the shoulders into the chest and breathe. Nice deep breaths. wherever you are. Take a few more breaths here. Engaging the legs. And then slowly lower all the way down. Take your feet wide so that they're at the edges of your mat. You can even take your arms out to the sides and just let the knees drop over to the right. And then we're gonna bring them up and let them drop over to the left. And just flow through that a couple times at your own pace. Just windshield wiper the legs from side to side, but nice and slow. This should feel really good. And then bring the knees back up. Let's bring the feet in line with our hips. And you can take your hands down by your hips. We're just going to do an internal rotation of the hips since we have a few more minutes. So we're going to slide the right foot over to the right and let that right knee drop in toward the left foot. You guys all know this. Stay here or take your left foot onto your right thigh. Maybe take your right arm overhead. Take a hold of your wrist with your left hand. And breathe. Drawing that right ankle down your, actually drawing your left ankle down your right thigh. Feeling a nice long stretch. So we're a little bit open. Usually we do this in the beginning of class to see how this feels at the end of class. It's still, you know, we've opened up the hips, but it still might feel really good to just close out the practice. Stretching through the hip. And then uncross. Square up your hips. And slide the left foot over, let that knee drop in towards your right foot. Maybe stay there, take your right foot on your left thigh. Hands can stay on your hips, or you can extend your left arm overhead. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Deep breaths. So still engaging the belly on the exhalation. Inhale, exhale. And then uncross. And again, hug your knees in. All right, let's take our feet back onto the floor. Take your arms out to the sides. We're going to scoot the hips over to the right, cross the right leg over the left, and come into a twist. Breathe there, inhale, exhale. And then bring your knees up, uncross. Take the hips over to the left. We're going to cross the left over the right, and then take the knees over to the right. Just a gentle twist as we start to cool down. Bring your knees back up. Hug your knees into your chest. And then we're going to find Shavasana. But since we all have our chairs today, there's a great way that or you can do this at the wall as well. I know some of you like to take your legs up the wall. But this is a really nice way to just kind of release everything. We take the legs up onto our chair. You can have the blanket there or not, but you do want your knees supported. So you want it at this right angle. Then you can even put a blanket underneath your head for support, if that feels good for you. So that's an option. And that feels really nice. It's a variation of legs up the wall. If you're at a wall and you want to, you can take your legs up the wall and you can stay there for Shavasana or stay there halfway through and then maybe come down. So wherever you want to go. Some other options are we can roll up a blanket and place the blanket underneath our knees. Or you can touch your knees together like we did at the beginning of class. Or just going to traditional Shavasana. Whatever's going to really help you completely relax and let go. So once you're there, once you're where you want to be, scan your body. Is there anything you're still holding on to? Send your breath there and let that go. Relax your fingers and relax your toes. And then just let your entire body melt into the earth beneath you. And I'll ring the chimes when it's time to wake up or come back. So just let everything go right here. No longer focusing on your breath. No longer focusing on anything. and begin to awaken your body. Start to bring movement into your fingers and your toes. Deepen your breath. Reach your arms overhead, get a big stretch. Make it even yawn. And when you're ready, make your way over to one side. Stay there for a breath or two. And then at your own pace, come up to a comfortable seated position. Just sit here with your eyes closed. Just scan your body, just see how you're feeling since you got on your mat this morning. Maybe feeling a little stronger, maybe a little more open, maybe just a little lighter, or even more peaceful. Take your hands to your heart center and take this time to be grateful for your healthy body and all that it's capable of doing here on your mat, as well as off your mat. We'll take this time to thank our friends for joining us today, sharing their space, their energy through the internet, right? Virtually, but it was great to have all of you here this morning. And I thank you so much for letting me guide you in your practice. Namaste. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so glad that whatever happened on my laptop didn't happen here. So if that ever happens, just come right back on and we'll, if I ever lose all of you. But
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice.
nice and tall this weekend.
Thank you.
And